Hi, this is Vivian. Thanks for following Solusan. We help companies start selling online in China. China's urbanization, the real estate industry, machinery manufacturing industry, and automobile industry have continued to flourish. As a result, the demand for the steel has increased drastically. The smelt 1 ton of steel, 1.6 ton of iron ore, with at least 60% pure iron ore is required. As a result of that, China's import of iron ore has skyrocketed due to an increased demand on steel. Although China ranked the 5th place in terms of natural mineral resource reserve, its iron ore resources tend to be ones with a low ore grade. The uneven distribution of iron mines also makes them difficult to exploit. The average ore rate of China's iron ore is 34%. Less than 5% are considered as iron ore bonanza. Comparatively, imported iron ore are ones with a large ore grade. Therefore, China is likely to continue its iron ore imports for the country's economic development. Looking from the demand, iron ore is a raw material that is indispensable to steel production. China has surpassed Japan to become the largest importer of iron ore in 2003. The volume of imports had reached 819 million tons in 2013. It broke the barrier of 1 billion in 2016. In 2019, it climbed to 1.68 billion and is still on the rise. The top 10 sources of imports in 2017 were Australia, Brazil, South Africa, India, Iran, Peru, Ukraine, Chile, and so on. The proportions are shown as follows. In 2017, the total volume of imports from these 10 countries have reached 100,033 tons, accounting for 96.91% of the total imports, and the import value has increased by 4.95% year-on-year compared to 2016. Australia, Brazil, South Africa, and India were the main sources of iron ore imports for China in 2017. Australia and Brazil accounted for 62.19% and 20.31% respectively. In Australia, 83% of the country's iron ore is sold to China. India replaced Ukraine to become the 4th largest source of imports. Imports from Australia, Brazil, South Africa, and India had reached 668 million tons, 229 million tons, 45.1 million tons, and 25 million tons respectively. In terms of proportions of imports, they have made up 62.19%, 21.31%, 4.2%, and 2.3% of China's total iron ore imports respectively. China imported a total of 968 million tons of iron ores from Australia, Brazil, South Africa, and India, accounting for 90% of the country's total iron ore imports in 2017. The total imports increased by 42.79 million tons, which was an increase of 5.7% compared with 2016. According to statistics from the General Administration of Customs of China, China's imports of iron ore and iron ore concentrates had reached 106.4 million tons in 2018, a cumulative decrease of 1%. From January to December 2019, China's imports of iron ore and concentrates reached 106.8 million tons, a cumulative decrease of 0.5%. In terms of its import value, China's import of iron ore and concentrates had reached $75.5 billion in 2018, a cumulative decrease of 1.3%. From January to December 2019, China's import value of iron ore and concentrates was $101.4 billion, accumulative increase of 33.6%, and the average import price was $949,000 per 10,000 tons. According to statistics from the General Administration of Customs of the People's Republic of China, China's imports of iron ore and concentrates in December 2019 were 101.3 million tons, which showed a 16.9% year-on-year growth. The import value was 8.9 billion, an increase of 65.5% year-on-year. China's import value of iron ore and concentrates of January to February 2020 was 176.8 million tons, an increase of 1.5% year-on-year, and its import value was $16 billion, an increase of 17.1% year-on-year. In April 2020, China imported a total of iron ore and concentrates imports were 95.7 million tons, an increase of 18.5% year-on-year. The import value was 8.5 billion. That was a year-on-year increase of 19.2%. Affected by mine disaster in Brazil and hurricane in Australia, the price of iron ore has reached its highest point within 5 years. Specifically, the hurricane damaged the infrastructure and delayed the shipping process. The estimated value of iron ore transported has decreased from 330 million to 343 million to 334 million metric tons. Affected by the torrential rain in Brazil, the estimated output of the iron ore decreased from 60 million to 65 million to 68 million to 73 million tons. Overall, China imported 16.4 million tons of iron ore throughout January to February 2020, an increase of 9.7% year-on-year to reach its newest high in recent years. The number of bauxite iron imports from Guinea has also increased dramatically to reach 690,000 tons, an increase of 422.8%. The import volume of aluminum that was not forged or rolled is 126.7 thousand tons, an increase of 232.6%. That's all for today. For more information on digital marketing in China, please subscribe to 四五早。